By zero res, Aaron Rod became the first British PGA champion yesterday since 1919, winning comfortably at the Arundel Golf Course by 3 shots at 9 under. Europeans are now 2-0 in the first 2 majors of the year, as the Americans will have to wait until Father's Day weekend at Shinnecock Hills for the U.S. Open. It's 84 degrees at 6 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Iron Man. Nobody wants him. They just turn their heads. Nobody helps him. Now he has his revenge. Is Phillips Highway cleared up yet? How about you folks in Nocatee? I had no idea. I thought I was involved in what was going on in my city, right? But they drop an Iron Man on you, and everyone flips out. Leadership, people. Leadership, 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 people. Let the people know. All right. Man, the complaints. Good. The folks in Duval can complain now. And I love it. Complaining is, as I say all the time, is my second favorite thing to do. Pouting is far and away number one. If you can pout and get something for it, do it. Okay? That whole single child syndrome. I'm not a single child. I got blamed for everything. I have a younger sister and a younger brother. But my goodness, I made the case last week for all you youngsters out there. Let me give you a tip, okay? Don't be late, period. Don't be late. It is the worst thing that you can do if you're trying to start off in any assorted position, really in anything, whether it's maybe a girl you're taking out on a date, whether it's to a new job that you are at. Being punctual, being actually there says so much. And I made the comment last week that I've never, ever been late. I like running with stress. It builds up the adrenaline. It gets me going. I kind of like that feeling, and I deal with it all the time going down Phillips Highway. Okay, it's always, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to get to work on time. And I'm always here about 10 past 5, 15 minutes past 5. There's never really been a close call. But anyway, it really gets the blood boiling. And I had a very, very early tee time on Saturday morning. I think it was 9:28, which for me is just way too early. And I thought I wasn't going to make it. I honestly didn't. And I was like, man, that Murphy's Law, I wonder if there is some truth to it. Because here you were bragging about the fact that you are absolutely never late. And it almost happened a couple of days later on that Saturday morning. All right, so the city, many of you scarred by Iron Man. I don't know what to tell you there. Again, I had no clue until it was actually ongoing. Good for the city to have such a quality event. Good for all those who participated. My gosh, man, what is it? 2.5 miles swimming, fighting off the Gators in St. John's. I think it's 26.2 miles running. And is it like 112 miles or 125 miles riding a bike? I mean, just thinking about that gets me exhausted. But yeah, I don't read the local letters. I think every development has that. The GF spends a lot of time reading what goes on within Bartram Springs and all that stuff. And I just, listen, I don't have time for that, even though it's filled with complaints. And again, I happen to like complaints. But apparently the people were mad, just mad about what did transpire. And I think the biggest problem was they had no idea that it was coming. That's where I stood. If you come out of Bartram Springs and you hang a left right there on Racetrack, it's probably 3/4 of a mile to Phillips Highway. Took me 30 minutes to go that long. 30 minutes. And again, the cops are all lined up and the cones are out. And I'm like, what's going on? Has there been like a major accident? I'm like, what's going on? Is the president in town? What's going on? I mean, I had no idea. And then I didn't know until I called my buddy, Derek from GFL, and was like, what's going on? He's like, oh, it's the Iron Man. So there you go. So anyway, for those who are with it, congratulations. For those who were caught off guard by it, I do, I just feel bad, especially if something was serious, and I heard about one particular report about a doctor who was called on emergency and couldn't get out of his dwelling, couldn't get out of his hood. And, those are the complications that are going to happen. All right. There were no complications for Aaron Rai at the 108th PGA Championship. And speaking of complaints, boy, have we really learned something yesterday. The people don't like the ordinary. The people don't like the average. The people don't like the normal. They want superstars. I think we got a taste of it this year when Indiana won the college football national championship. I mean, to me, that's still somewhat of a mirage. Are you really trying to tell me that that's where we are in life in 2026? That the Indiana Hoosiers are winning the national championship in college football? And the same thing applied yesterday with Aaron Rai. You people want the best. You want Rory. You want Scheffler. You want the very best in the world competing, trying to win the PGA championship. When you're ranked 44th, like Aaron Rai, who, by the way, is a Jacksonville resident, lives out in Ponte Vedra Beach. Of course, he is from England. His parents, or I believe his grandparents, both are from India, but he grew up in England, been over here for a bit, lives in Ponte Vedra Beach, and he was simply spectacular, especially on the back nine. And instead of acknowledging and rewarding, which was spectacular golf, people are like, this is the worst PGA championship I've ever seen. The broadcast was terrible. The golf course was terrible. I'm like, really? I mean, are we really going to go that far and say that? I thought the golf course was wonderful. I thought it was so cool to see the greatest in the world struggle, because everything now, and we saw it here at the Players, and we saw it last month at the Masters, it's about bombing and gouging, right? That's it. Go 330, 340 off the tee, miss a fairway, no big deal. Gouge it the hell out of there with a sand wedge or a pitching wedge to a nice, protected, beautiful pin placement and knocking your birdie. Not this year at the PGA Championship. I think we learned an awful lot. If you want to see these golfers return to, slightly normal, if you will, the recipe has been written. Grow the rough. Grow it. Grow it, grow it, grow it. And that applies to the other majors. And again, they kept saying this feels like a United States Open rough. I love it. Okay? The longer the better. Certainly the British Open doesn't have to apologize really to anyone. The Masters? I mean, come on. It's tough to get out of bounds there. And if you go left or go right and you miss a fairway, you're typically dealing with what? Pine straw. You're not dealing with thick rough like they did here in Philadelphia. So, to me, that was where it was at. Okay. Do you realize that he was only 3 under par, Aaron Rye, through 8 holes on Sunday? 3 under. He had that phenomenal eagle on 9, which played as the easiest golf hole of the 18 through 4 days, and then proceeded to get 4 birdies, no bogeys, including the one that we'll all remember, the 68-footer on the par 3 17th hole to win this year's PGA Championship. But if you look at the numbers, and I have, okay, driving accuracy, he was 12th. 67.9% of the time, he hit the fairway. Greens and regulation, he was 11th. 73.6% of the time. 115 putts. He was in the top 10 in every statistical category for putts, including he made 182 feet worth of putts during Sunday's round. Finally, he was number 1 in birdies with 22. And that's what got him the -9. That's what got him overall to win the Wanamaker Trophy and this year's PGA Championship. We keep hearing he's not long. Well, he still drove at 310 yards. That was his average. So others are longer, sure. But I love the fact that this tournament was based upon so much more than just crushing the ball off the tee. Accuracy came into play. Using every club in your bag came into play. Very tricky pin placements. I mean, in some aspects, almost unfair. Okay? And we don't need to see this every week. We don't need to see this week after week after week. But I think it is fine 3-4 times a year. I'd love to see it 5 times a year. I'd love to see it here at the Players Championship. Every year we hear at the Players, oh, it's tougher, it's tougher. It's the same deal. I mean, you can do whatever you want with it. And the rough was apparently a quarter of an inch taller this year than it was last year. I don't know whether or not to believe that or not, but I just can't understand why people are not thrilled by what they were able to witness. This guy improved in each and every one of his 4 rounds. He shot a 70 on Thursday. You realize he was a 290-1 favorite to win the PGA Championship on Thursday. I read one spot, one particular entity out there, not named Hard Rock, so I won't give them the recognition, but it was a $288 bet on Aaron Rye at 230-1. You know what the pocket was after that? $66,240. How cool is that? All right. 290-1 was what he was going into the tournament. Again, a 70 on Thursday, a 69 on Friday. During moving day, a 3 under 67. And then yesterday, a -5, a 65 for Aaron Rye. Okay, people are down on him because he wears 2 gloves. People are down on him because he has iron covers. I often say, wouldn't it be great to see a golfer from the other side of the tracks? He is. He comes from a working class family. I mean, this is a guy who at the age of 31 has only won 1 tournament in his life prior to the PGA Championship. And that was over at Wyndham a year ago, actually 2 years ago, back in 2024. His best record ever during majors, tied for 19th at the PGA Championship, at the United States Open, as well as at the Open. Okay, best ever, tied for 19th. And, of course, he made nearly $4 million yesterday and put all that to bed. It's going to change his entire life. And I'm really happy for him. I don't feel as though anyone was really openly rooting against Aaron Rye. but it felt like you left unsatisfied, right? Or many though there in Philadelphia left unsatisfied. I hopped on Twitter yesterday as well, and it just seemed like people were miserable about this. Hey, I gave up the beach for it. I was going to get the beach in early. I really was. I was still kind of stung from the Journey concert on Saturday night, which was great. Thank you to the good folks at Miller Electric. Boy, we had a blast. Man, that was just great stuff. But I wanted to do the beach early and then, get back for basically the leaders to go off. But when I saw what was happening in the movement on Sunday, I was like, you know what? The beach is still going to be there. I'm just going to kick back and watch everything. And I came out of it absolutely satisfied and glad that I was able to witness it. Unfortunately, others did not feel that way. Pretty interesting, if you do ask me. All right. So anyway, if you want to comment on that, you can. We're going to break it down a little bit later on. I have a guest standing by. We will talk about the PGA Championship. In the meantime, though, we got Jaguars stuff to get into. Want to dig into Urban Meyer just a tad bit after our first break. Okay. Tonight is what it's all about. Game 7, semifinals, Montreal in Buffalo. And you know what I hope for tonight? Because these are two teams that I do not like. Buffalo's been a bunch of noise lately in football. And, I've never really had anything against the Buffalo Sabres in hockey because, like everything outside of Buffalo, they've never done anything, right? I mean, you just don't win when you live in Buffalo. You go championship-less, whether it's the Sabres or the Bills. But Montreal, my goodness, I mean, to me, they are the original evil empire, even more than George Steinbrenner and the New York Yankees. This tonight is going to be tough because I don't know in-game where my head is going to go. Who do I really want to see advance to take on Carolina? The only thing I can hope for tonight, get us to sudden death overtime. There is nothing better in sports, period, than playoff hockey, sudden death style. You realize the road team's won 3 in a row? You realize the road team has won 4 out of 6 in this series. So the home ice for Buffalo, not necessarily. Again, it's been the road team that has had the most success so far in the Eastern Conference semi here between Montreal and Buffalo. All right, tonight's show brought to you by the good folks over at Shmunez Vision. Always a pleasure to have them with us. And, cut the lawn again last week. And, the allergies kicked in just a little bit. I really don't have allergies. And I noticed they kicked in for a little bit. And I was like, well, if this really bothers me in my eyes, then I'll just go have a sit down with the folks over at Shmunez Vision. It did not. It went away. But you may be bothered by that right now. You may have eyes that are constantly itching. And you're like, what's going on? Make yourself an appointment today. It could be just a simple allergy. They'll have a remedy for it over at Shmunez Vision. Of course, if you want laser eye surgery, very affordable. You're talking about 37 years worth of experience with Dr. Neo Shmunez, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, and Dr. John Hunt. All available to you. Just go online to Shmunez Vision. Also, check them out on Instagram. You can get all the testimonials at Shmunez Vision. All right, RJ Saunders is here. I am here. No place I'd rather be. Bowden Road. We call this Into the Night.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
Me and you are the same height. We're not the same height.
They are the drill.
I'm handsome tall. You're the type of tall where people stop what they're eating and look at you.
Mornings on 1010XL.
You're like a freak.
If you're in the construction business, here's something you'll want to know about. Equipment Share, one of the country's leading construction equipment and technology companies, is opening a brand new location on General Avenue featuring their top machines. Join their celebration on Thursday, May 21st, and tour the facility, meet the team, grab a free lunch, and enter to win exclusive raffle items. Doors open at 11:30. RSVP at equipmentshare.com/Jacksonville. They'd love to see you there.
Attention poker players, the tables are heating up at all Best Bet locations. Don't miss a minute of the action with $800 high hands every Friday and Saturday, $555 Cinco de Mayo high hands every 20 minutes, and the Memorial Day $30,000 cash giveaway. And don't forget to earn those entries to win a side-by-side all-terrain vehicle starting May 1st in Best Bet St. Augustine. Get to your location of choice, Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine, and take home your winnings. For all the details, visit bestbetjacks.com.
In the heart of Gator Nation, a voice rises above the roar of the swamp. Take Time Out with Patrick Young, Friday mornings at 8:30, tipped off by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and Kuhn Flowers on 1010XL.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $5,000 per ounce, and silver is over $100 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold and silver for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
All right, here we go. Jacksonville summer is around the corner, and the heat is bringing the pressure early. Your AC takes the field. It's trying to hold up the weight. Warm air, weak airflow. The system's in trouble. Time to make the call. Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Experienced AC techs, honest pricing, and they'll get it done right the first time. And here's the play right now. Take $500 off the total price of the new AC system during the Memorial Day promotion. That's how you stay cool and win the day. When you're stuck, call the Duck, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
You love your land, and you have plans for it. During Kubota Orange Days, you'll love the great deals on their versatile, reliable lineup, helping you turn dream projects into reality. Visit your Kubota dealer today for the best deals of the year. Now through June 30th, 0 down and up to 84 months financing available. And save up to $3,500 off select compact tractors. Sale ends soon. Stop by your local dealer or go to gokubota.com. Coastal Equipment on New Kings Road and in McClenny.
Hey gang, Prosser here. Have you been thinking about selling your home and you haven't pulled the trigger? Let me tell you about Chad and Sandy and the experts that will help you make that decision. Mortgage rates have dropped. They're expected to move lower. Home sales momentum is building, so now's the time to get your home ready to maximize your sales price. It's time to call Chad and Sandy, the proven experts to sell your home. Need to sell now, need to sell fast, need max price. Check, check, check. Chad and Sandy have the science behind it. Using their proprietary Market Max system, Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Jonathan writes from Mount Pleasant. The only thing standing between me and my dream of hitting the road in my RV was selling my Mount Pleasant home. After hearing Chad and Sandy on the radio, I gave them a call. The results were unreal. In just 3 days, I had multiple offers at full asking price. So can you. Call the local experts I trust and recommend. Call Chad and Sandy, 414-6200 or chadandsandy.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
I do. Send them to me. Iron Man. Were you affected by it? Did it do anything to you as far as your transportation on Saturday?
No. From what I heard from caddy Mike Correo of the Edwin Watts Golf Hour, he had said A1A. There was a lane closed there. He had also talked about a lane being closed in Nocatee. And then also downtown was experiencing some stuff. So I didn't know that it was all the way down where you were at. See, I was thinking that this was on the other side of town.
I think they went to St. Augustine and then barreled through Nocatee and then hit up Phillips Highway. I'm not sure. But the people were peeved. And, my thoughts on this are it's great for the city to have an event like this, but they need to do a better job letting the people know. Again, I feel as though I'm kind of in tune. I had no idea that this thing was here.
No, until they said something on Saturday, the Evan Watts Golf Show. I did not know about this Ironman.
I mean, I'm sure we could have given them a PSA. Why not contact us and say, let the people know that these roads are going to be jam-packed?
Now, I understand.
You got to leave 20, 30 minutes earlier than you normally leave.
Right. I understood that it was announced on our Twitter that the Ironman competition was going on. I believe that we also had announced it in a couple of updates, but I mean, I thought this was later on in the year. I didn't know it was coming up that fast. So, I mean, man, for anyone and everyone who was affected, I can understand the gripe just a little bit because I'm sure it wasn't on the forefront of your mind.
Yeah. So someone dropped the ball, but hey, I mean, mistakes happen. I hope it didn't affect anyone seriously. I do. I hope that was not the case. But if you want to complain to me about it, I'd love to hear from you. 641-1010 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. You can also get us on YouTube tonight, 1010XL, into the night. I mean, once I learned about the event, I was like, this is just insane what these athletes are really doing. I mean, all the power to them who participated. That is some serious work. And you deserve a tremendous amount of credit. But again, people are uptight about it, and that is going to happen. You know, we don't like being broken from our routine. The routine is everything, right? I mean, routine. You have your ways. You have your schedule. You have things that pop up. We're very lucky in Jacksonville. We don't have traffic, okay? Where you're from in L.A. is brutal. Where I'm from in Boston is brutal, okay? Go check out Atlanta. Go drive through Orlando. Go to Chicago. I mean, there's nothing here traffic-wise. There are inconveniences here. There's the total lack of merge here. People do not know how to merge in Jacksonville. I mean, I've never seen anything like it when it comes to that. But anyway, carry on. And next, I'll promise you this. Actually, I can't promise you it. I kind of hope the next time the Ironman's in town, I know about it. And I'll let you know to leave earlier. But I was not aware this time around. All right, tonight's show brought to you by the good folks over at the Alexander Law Practice. Great to see Rick Alexander and his wife at the Journey concert on Saturday night. And, you know, if you have been injured in a car accident, it's an awful situation. It really is. And so many people think that there is really no place to turn, right? You're up against it. You're alone. The Alexander Law Practice, you're talking about Rick Alexander, who spent his entire life here, all right? 30-plus years in the profession, and he works directly with you. Each and every one of his clients, you're going to get his entire practice involved, but that does include Rick Alexander. Now, right now, you may be saying, I can't afford it, I can't do this, I can't do that. Let me tell you, there's no retainer fee. There's no consultation fee. You're not going to be billed for a phone call or if you reach them online. You're never going to come out of pocket. So, let Rick and his staff know exactly what has happened to you. Set yourself up today for a consultation. You may have a car that's totaled. You may be physically wounded. I'm not sure what's going on, but this is why you need to get to the Alexander Law Practice. Your best bet is to go to the website, Alexander Law Practice. You can also call them at 400-6600, but I always say I think your best way around this is to go directly to the website at alexanderlawpractice.com. Well, this is a first, RJ Saunders. You telling me not to break, keep talking. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
What a treat. That's the first time in 35 years that's happened for yours truly. But I guess we're working out a kink or something here. We'll get to it. All right, Urban Meyer, 13 games, 5-year deal, totally blew it. Looking for a go-away payout. I'm glad he got nothing. I really am. And, he made a complete mockery out of an outstanding situation. And we can sit there and just go through the litany of mistakes that he did make. I was the Jaguars sideline reporter when Urban Meyer coached that season. And, I saw Gus, I saw Doug Marrone, I saw Urban Meyer, I saw Doug Peterson. I watched the routine of coaches, and everyone is different. Some are very hands-on. Others allow their coordinators and coaches to do the work. It's fascinating to me how that actually took place. Some head coaches would only come over to the offense. Some head coaches would do nothing at all. That was Urban Meyer. This guy was absolutely in another world. And he never talked to coaches, never talked to players. Remember the one time I saw him talk to a coach, and that was Sanjay Lau, the wide receiver coach. And I'm trying to remember exactly what the situation was. But I was behind the bench, and he walked right to that spot, and there was miscommunication between Trevor and a wide receiver. And I have no idea what Urban Meyer actually did say. But when he did, he took the, whatever it was, the IBM computer, laptop, whatever it's called, okay, and just threw it to the ground. And I was like, man, Sanjay Lau, what's going on? And so I have no idea what was said, okay? But the look on his face was priceless. And I was like, man, this thing is really, truly, completely messed up. He took you through a Gardner Minshew, Trevor Lawrence competition. He allowed Tim Tebow to come back and try to make the football team at the age of 30. His practices were high schoolish, honestly. And that's saying a lot considering how good he was as a, collegiate football coach. He was incredible his whole way through. Certainly at Florida and Ohio State, where he did go on to win national championships, but it just never worked for him. And with the biggest surprise of all is we're in an era now where everything is being recorded. There is surveillance with it all. I still can't believe to this day there's no video showing the incident that did happen where Urban Meyer allegedly kicked Josh Lambo. I mean, they have these cameras running every practice. They have these and I know they were on the road, but they have them running all the time. To me, that is really the untold story. And I know they brought in a bunch of witnesses here. They brought in a bunch of folks. I mean, Trent Baalke was brought in as a witness. Lambo was brought in as a witness. Russ Matisic was brought in as a witness. Logan Cook was brought in as a witness. This will go away. I mean, it'll have no effect on this year's team. But again, the biggest surprise for me, no video of what took place. I mean, they had video on, right, Tapegate and, all these gates that Green Bay went through and New England went through and New Orleans. I mean, and all this type of stuff that has ever happened, they have video that's running. How did they not come up with this during this particular incident? I do not know the answer to that question. All right. If you want to respond, you can. 641-1010 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also on YouTube tonight. Just go to 1010XL into the night.
Fridays feel familiar, but sound different.
The Lead with Hayes Carline and Ryan O'Halloran.
Big topics, new conversations.
4 to 6 on 1010XL.
Northeast Florida isn't just where we work. It's our home. I'm Chris Campione, and when an accident turns your life upside down, you need a law firm that truly understands this community. At Campione Law, we treat our clients like neighbors, not case numbers, and you don't pay a dime unless we recover for you. From semi-truck accidents to medical malpractice and even workers' compensation, we handle it all. Visit CampionLaw.com. Offices Jacksonville and St. Augustine.
Count on Campion, Campion Law.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Alert! Alert! Termite swarms are active right now in Jacksonville, and once they get inside, damage can happen fast. Termites don't knock, they silently attack the structure of your home, leaving behind costly repairs and long-term headaches. Protect what you've worked hard for with the proven protection homeowners trust. Terminix it with advanced termite treatment and prevention solutions. Visit Terminix.com and schedule your free termite inspection today.
Right now, Renewal by Andersen is giving you the power to choose. For a limited time, pick the offer that works best for you. Take 20% off your entire window and door project or enjoy 24 months of special financing. That's no money down, no payments, and no interest for 2 full years. Our energy-efficient windows and doors keep your home cooler in the Florida heat, reduce drafts, and can help lower your energy bills. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
And welcome back to another episode of Potty Talk with our current champion. So what's your secret to your perfect plumbing proficiency?
It's simple, really. Roland Reach Plumbing is always the right answer.
Roland Reach Plumbing, 260-7059.
Ready to join the team? The Jaguars and our stadium partners are hosting a job fair Wednesday, May 20th. We're looking for enthusiastic new faces to serve as ushers, ticket takers, concessionaires, security, and more. Stop by the Prime Osborne Convention Center and apply on May 20th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Professional dress, a pen, and a smile are all you need. There are 1,000 spots to be filled for the 2026 season, so join us and be a part of the Jaguars game day team.
For the greenest, lushest lawn on the block, choose the local legends, Roundtree Sod. Don't just settle for ordinary. Let Roundtree Sod deliver you a picture-perfect lawn. To get a free estimate, call 7414-SOD. 7414-SOD.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long, drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Congratulations to Aaron Rye. He calls Jacksonville home. Lives out in Ponte Vedra now. Of course, he's from England. And what an incredible final 10 holes for him. The Eagle on 9, then comes in with 4 birdies, no bogeys, goes 70, 69, 67, and a 5-under 65 to win the 108th PGA Championship. I was bringing my buddy Rick Shoemaker. Always love talking about the PGA Tour and everything that is golf related. Of course, Rick Shoemaker is the owner and operator of Cimarron Golf Club right there on 210. Rick, quite a tournament.
Yeah, it was. It was very interesting. Like we said, didn't know what to expect, but the the greens certainly came into play, right?
No
And
doubt.
it was very interesting watching Scotty struggle. I don't know if the greens made him struggle. That was very disappointing. I thought he struck the ball, could have easily been at the top there with Aaron at the end. So, but hey, that's for some reason, that's his Achilles heel that pops in.
Yeah, he missed a lot of short putts in this tournament.
Yeah, big time. Well, what's interesting, his record, they said, for consecutive top tens he missed, and believe it or not, that 2-footer, I think
Yeah.
2 feet 9 inches he missed, that would put him tied for 10th if he finished -3. So,
Rick, you and I have had plenty of conversations over the years about we like certain events to see these golfers not post incredible scores, and certainly that was the case at this year's PGA Championship. But there's a lot of complaints coming, not only from the golfers, but from golf fans. It almost feels like they don't like, accuracy and pinpoint location. They would rather watch the bombers get out of the rough like they did at the Players and to some extent the Masters and, set themselves up for birdie after birdie.
yeah, I don't know. I agree. I think some people don't think it's as exciting, but this tournament had every bit of it, right? 550-yard par fours. Aaron, even though they said he was a short hitter, what was it, a 5-iron he hit in? A 4 or 5-iron? That's just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So a short hitter is hitting a 5-iron into a 550-yard par 4. That's just how far these guys hit it nowadays. And, what is interesting, they talked about how the driver would be inconsequential. And, Rory had his comments at the press conference. But, at the end of the day, I'd have to go back and look at the stats. But it sure was interesting yesterday that all the challenges came from some severe spraying of the drivers.
Yeah.
You look at Cameron Smith coming down the stretch, John Rahm hitting the rough a couple times. Rory certainly was a little bit all over the place. So for guys saying the driver was going to be inconsequential, I don't know. It sure made a difference, I thought.
I'm all for growing the rough. I love it. I think they should be penalized if they do not hit fairways. What about the pin placement, though? I mean, this is perhaps the most that I've heard people complaining in quite some time. There's always going to be a few pins that'll make golfers irate, but it almost felt like that was the common theme coming out of the last 4 days, unfair pin placements.
Again, at the end of the day, everybody's playing the same golf course, so I do get tired of hearing about that. We're never going to satisfy the elite and cream of the crop. I think some of them sometimes think they're experts, but the reality is you're supposed to tee the ball up, and you're supposed to get it in the hole in as few strokes as possible.
Yeah.
So they're all playing the same course.
Aaron Rye, our winner, 9 under par, makes nearly $3.7 million. Talking about the PGA Championship with Rick Shoemaker. He's with the Wild One, that is Cimarron Golf Club, on 210. Is it good for golf, Rick, to have the 44th ranked golfer in the world win a major?
Yeah, I think so. I think long term, you go back through the years in history. I think it's healthy long term. I think short term. Look, there's disappointment. I think people want to see Rahm, right? They wanted to see Rory up there. So there's some disappointment, but I think long term it establishes new names in the game. You go back and look at some of the other ones that have won. It'll be interesting. Now his record, he definitely flies under the radar. Based on some of his wins and stats, they were talking about him beating Fleetwood twice, beating, who else was it on the European Tour at another event? He's beat some strong named fields in the past. So I don't know if he was under the radar at this point. I think he just came up out of nowhere. And in that pack, there were many guys that could have. Cameron Smith, I was watching him, right? Wow, yeah. I was like, out of the blue, here he comes.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, the flat stick mattered. I'm looking at the top. Justin Thomas was number 1 for the week in putting. Aaron Rye, number 2. Number 3, Smalley. How about that?
No doubt. Yeah, that's what it came down to. And, we'll see what happens next. But 3 golfers not on the PGA Tour finished in the top 10. A second place for John Rahm. You just mentioned Cameron Smith. He was tied for 7th. And Patty Reed, who's tourless at this point, 3 under, had a top 10 finish. So, I know they're going to have to pay a penalty, but it's about time to get these guys back on the PGA Tour.
No, I agree. I think it's going to be healthy for golf. Everybody wants to see these guys playing, and it'll make those other players better too. It'll make Rory better having those guys consistently there. John Rahm, again, I was impressed with how he struck the ball. He could have just made some putts there. It would have been nice to see a stronger finish. But again, it's nice and it's fun to see those guys.
Yep, no doubt. All right, Rick, we'll continue on. Give us the very latest. Obviously, a lot of people want to golf now after getting some rain last week and watching this golf tournament. Tell us the very latest. What's going on over at Cimarron?
Well, we're heading into Memorial Day weekend, so a big weekend coming up. In the meantime, the next 2 days, your listeners can call right now and play through Wednesday, though, for as low as $49. Golf, lunch, and a beer on us, the Wild One all-inclusive package. I'd love to see everybody take advantage of that. Get out, enjoy the next 2 days. On the Memorial Day weekend, golf will be happening, a lot of events, and just want everybody to be safe that weekend and just celebrate and remember what Memorial Day is about and why we have the freedoms we do.
What an incredible opportunity over there at Cimarron. $49. So take advantage of that. Rick, well said, buddy. Talk with you soon. Thanks.
Hey, thank you.
There he goes. Rick Shoemaker, the Wild One, Cimarron Golf Club on 210. They've done just phenomenal work. I know the name Cimarron for longtime golfers around here. Like, yeah, right. No, try it out. I mean, you talk about, a facelift. You talk about lip filler. Okay, you talk about what's it called when they cut you up and stitch you up and get rid of all the fat? What's that called? I don't know. Do you know what the actual term for that is? Liposuction. I mean, what they have done to this golf course is incredible. So go try it out and get $49. You just heard them. Next 2 days. Call up right now. Just mention 1010 or 92.5. $49. Lunch, a beer, and a round of golf at Cimarron. And wait till you see it. Everything from tee to green, the improvement, the amount of money that was put into it. Also an indoor-outdoor clubhouse and, restaurant and everything is top of the line. So really love that place out there. I'd like to see you get an opportunity to get out there and play as well. I don't have enough time. I want to ask him about Bryson DeChambeau. What's going on there now, man? He's missed 2 cuts in a row. He just seems to be a guy who's taking a massive downturn. And, you say that, and I do. He's made such a significant turnaround when it comes to the perception that golf fans now have of him. Kind of came across as a punk, kind of came across as the smartest man in the room, has some real weird ideas. I mean, this is a guy who thinks he's going to live to what? He's 130, kind of that whole mad scientist approach. But I don't know what happened. He went from a heel to a face. And, you could say kind of the same thing for Brooks Koepka, but Koepka has, in my opinion, made a serious effort to become more respectful, if that makes any sense. And I kind of miss the old Brooks Koepka. The old Brooks Koepka was, this is the way that I am, and I don't care what you think about it. I just don't care at all. I love that in him. And, he got paid by going to the LIV. He had to pay a penalty in order to come back to the PGA Tour. So we'll see what ends up happening with the rest of these guys. DJ had a fairly decent run, right? He made the cut. Martin Keimer made the cut. Joaquin Niemann made the cut. We talked about Reed, who's no longer part of the LIV Tour. He's not part of either one of these 2 tours. And then I think we're all waiting for John Rahm, all waiting for Cameron Smith and others. So there you go. Very latest there. And, they'll move on. We got about a month until our next major. We're halfway through the PGA Tour season. We'll go, I believe, to the Metroplex coming up this weekend for the Byron Nelson. And then the United States Open at Shinnecock will be June 18th through June 21st.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
David Lane here, and once again, I'm happy to share news of my success with back and knee surgeries at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Whatever it is that's bothering you, take it from me. Simply set an appointment today at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and let them help you get back to normal life. I'm certainly glad I did.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Springtime is the perfect time to get your home organized. Hey, this is Lauren Brooks, and I love our closets from Closets by Design. They create custom storage systems designed around how you actually live. From closets and garages to entertainment centers, laundry rooms, and storage for any space and budget. Make an appointment to tour their showroom on Phillips Highway and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off free installation and 18-month special financing. Schedule your free consultation at 904-878-9393 or find them online, closetsbydesign.com.
Hicken here. You know I talk about Zero Res all the time.
And now I know why. Greg Huntington here, a.k.a. The Mangler. I finally had Zero Res out to my house.
It's a game changer.
8 years of wear and tear, 5 bedrooms, loft, stairs. Zero Res brought it all back to life.
And no harsh chemicals or soapy residue. That's why it stays cleaner longer.
The price surprised me.
If you haven't tried Zero Res yet, now's the time.
Go to ZeroResJacksonville.com, click Schedule Service, and use code MANGLER for 15% off. Zero Res Jacksonville, the right way to clean.
Hi, Frank Frangie here, inviting you to join my wife and me June 22nd of 2027 as we experience the food, wine, and culture of iconic Italy with Colette. Our journey takes us to historic cities and enchanting medieval towns. We'll enjoy a wonderful 7-night stay in the Montecatini Term A famous resort and spa town nestled in the heart of the rolling hills of Tuscany. Visit the cultural treasures of Florence, Pisa, and lovely Lucca. Along the way, we'll discover the food, wine, and old world charm, and even have a special chef-led cooking class. This and so much more. Colette handles the details, flights, hotels, meals, and the local experiences. Your only job is to have the time of your life. Don't miss joining my wife and me in Italy. Now, to learn more, visit 1010XL.com or call Colette at 800-581-8942.
Come away with me.
That's 1010XL.com or call Colette at 800-581-8942.
Hey, gang, Prosser here for my friends Chad and Sandy. What are your concerns? What struggles do you anticipate when it comes time to sell your home? What is it that bothers you? What's keeping you from getting max money as quickly as possible? Well, I don't know what those reasons are because I know they're all silly. Because Chad and Sandy have one down-to-the-line guarantee. Your home sold guaranteed, or they will buy it. It'll be at a price and a rate that you agree upon beforehand. So if you need to sell now, fast, easy, stress-free, and you need max price, then you need Chad and Sandy. The government's making moves intended to push mortgage rates lower. The last time rates dropped, we saw a selling and buying frenzy. Now's the time to prepare. It's time to call Chad and Sandy. Darcy in San Jose did. I wanted to move to a more walkable, vibrant area. Within 3 days of working with Chad and Sandy's team, I found the perfect home. They do it stress-free with a guarantee. Go to ChadandSandy.com or call 414-6200. That's ChadandSandy.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, someone just sent me an article. Apparently, there was an arrest of a suspected drunk driver who sped right through the Ironman competition in the 5 Points area. So that's not good. My goodness. That is not good. Getting a lot of people responding to this. A lot of complaints are coming in. A lot of people just had no idea what was going on. We're here for you. Just get to us and we will will share the message. 641-1010, text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also on YouTube tonight, 1010XL into the night. The Jaguars have announced the retirement of Alex Bullock. All right. He's a rookie. He is out of South Dakota State, 6'2", 205, and that is it. I guess there were 3 players now in the last week, undrafted rookies who have announced their retirements. One of them was former Florida State star, Squirtle White. I think that's his name, Squirtle White. I don't know. He never made a play. I would know his name if he did. And I think that is his name. But anyway, he's announced his retirement as well. All right, let's get caught up. I've been long-winded so far here tonight. It's been a lot of fun on a Monday. You know, I did it briefly, but not really thoroughly. And that is my prediction on the Jaguars schedule. I know everyone does it. I kind of just ran right through it. So I might get into that in our second hour. I certainly have some other Jaguars-related things I want to get into in our second hour. If you want to comment on any of that or the PGA Championship, again, the best way to join us, YouTube, 1010XL into the night. You can also join us on the text line, which is 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
He's the life of the party.
Let's all get down, get funky.
Joe C.
I do voices.
Join the radio party.
Play that funky music, white boy.
Noon to 2
Let's play this backwards and see if it gets any better.
on 1010XL.
I've been a sick of business, no crabs, it helps.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family secret, Dandy is never frozen. Always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses, no dry, crumbly subs here, only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little guy with the cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand and a quality sandwich. So do what I do, stop in at a Circle K and make yours a Dandy today.
Hey, Gate fans, power up your meal with an electrifying deal. MyGate Rewards members can snag a Monster Energy for just $1 when you buy any made-to-order entree. Breakfast bowl or pizza, it's your choice. Just add a Monster and boost your day. See store for details.
This is Victor Patel, CEO of North Florida Medical Center. Have you been in an auto accident? Are you feeling pain or stiffness? Our board-certified team has over 15 years' experience helping patients recover through chiropractic care, physical therapy, pain management, primary care, and neurology. Even minor injuries can cause long-term problems if left untreated. Schedule your free consultation today at nfmcjax.com. North Florida Medical Center, bringing the care back to healthcare.
And that concludes the Joe C. Jack of All Trades show. Tune in next week where I'll be installing my own French drain.
Joe, wake up, man.
Hey, John, I must have dozed off.
We finished those projects you started.
Whoa, my seamless gutters are actually seamless.
And they're connected into underground PVC drain lines.
And my sprinklers. Wow, look at that coverage.
Next time, just call me first, Joe.
I will, but I ain't singing that song.
Clearwater irrigation
and drainage too.
This summer, there's no better place to belong than the YMCA. Right now, if you join the Y, we'll waive the joining fee, and your 4th month is free. Start enjoying everything the Y has to offer today. Pools, group fitness, family events, youth programs, and a supportive community that's here for you. At the Y, it's more than a membership. It's a place to connect, grow, and thrive. There's no place like this place. Join the Y at fcymca.org and use code FREEMONTH.
Kubota keeps job sites running smoothly with the #1 selling compact excavator lineup in the world. Reliable, capable, and backed by strong dealer support. Stop by today and power up your crew. Right now, bring home select Kubota excavators with 0% financing available or save up to $7,000. Now through June 30th. See store or go to KubotaUSA.com/disclaimers for full disclaimer. Coastal Equipment on New Kings Road and in McClenny.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. By now, everyone has heard about saving money on their energy bills. There are all sorts of things you can do to cut energy costs, but most people don't think about their windows.
But Window World knows that the biggest energy loss in almost every home is the windows. There is more energy loss from old builder-grade windows than just about anything else in your home.
You can upgrade your heating and air, your appliances. That's good too. But before you do all that, upgrade your windows to Window World's energy-efficient windows.
Window World's windows are easy to clean, energy efficient, and have the best guarantee in the business.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. You get great American-made windows, and you get to keep more of your money when you buy from Window World. Need any more reasons to buy your windows from Window World? Call them today and set up your free in-home estimate, or go online to windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World,
simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
We're about 45 minutes away from what I believe is the best thing in sports. A Game 7. Tonight it's the semis. It's Montreal. It's Buffalo. The winner moves on. They will take on the well-rested Carolina Hurricanes. Again, the road team has won 3 in a row. The road team has won 4 out of 6. I was reading some Buffalo newspapers a little bit earlier today, and it's amazing how Buffalo is trying to treat this like a road game, staying in a hotel last night and whatever. Hockey is so bizarre. It's almost as if they would rather have a road game than a home game. Now, just for 1 minute, imagine saying that as a Jaguars fan. Imagine going to Buffalo to play as opposed to playing here. Or if you're a basketball fan, going to someone else's court as opposed to playing at home. Or if you're a baseball fan, going on the road to try to win a playoff game. Hockey's a very, very weird situation. These guys are wired differently. There isn't an enormous success for home teams throughout the playoffs. And we'll see what happens tonight. I mean, Buffalo just absolutely crushed Montreal on their home ice the other night, 8-3. A goaltender change by Buffalo. Lindy Ruff makes the change, and then what did Buffalo do? Completely turn their game right around and was dominant in the second and the third period. This is going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun tonight. I hope that for the casual, is it on ESPN? It is. Okay, so you'll have an opportunity to watch. I know if you have to go look for it and you're a casual fan, there's absolutely no way that you're going to do that. But if it's on ESPN, you may take advantage of it if it falls right there on your lap. Something to consider here. Certainly Montreal set with their goaltender. That is not necessarily the case for Buffalo. There could be a change if something goes sideways fairly early in this game. Power plays have been, for the most part, status quo through 5 games. That totally changed the other night. Okay, Buffalo was dominant, 4 for 6 on the power play. That cannot happen if you're a Montreal fan. You have to do a better job killing penalties. And, you know, I was watching the prior series between Montreal and Tampa Bay, and I remember talking about it at the time. I think John Cooper is such a sensational coach, and just how great of a job Tampa Bay did do filling up the shooting lanes, blocking shots. And I didn't think Montreal was nearly as effective. Montreal won that series. Montreal won that series in 7 games. Montreal won that series in 7 games in overtime. So they have that going for them. Again, Buffalo's only played 1 Game 7 in their franchise's history. So I think that's going to be pretty important tonight when it's all said and done. Really looking forward to watching this game. When you look at Buffalo, you may remember Tage Thompson from the Olympic victory, the United States over Canada. That is absolutely one guy that you should be looking for tonight. The Canadians are absolutely yoked as well. Can you pick a road team to win 4 straight? I'm kind of feeling Montreal tonight. I am. I just have a feeling that they are going to be the better team. And a lot of people would say, no way, you can't overcome getting pounded 8-3. That's going to be settling in their mind. And, it's a totally new game. I think this is going to be incredible hockey. We shall see. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals tonight as well. In the association, talk about a long rest. How about OKC? They play host to San Antonio.
Oh, that is going to be absolute cinema, Rick. You got to make sure to get your popcorn ready and make sure that you are sitting down because you're not going to want to miss a thing. It feels like Victor Wembanyama has genuine disdain for OKC. OKC still feels like they are the hunters and not the hunted, although they are the defending NBA champions. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander once again named MVP back-to-back years. So there's a lot of drama and a lot of story in this series, and I think that you're going to see the beginning steps of 2 of the NBA's future dynasties in both OKC and San Antonio. These teams are going to be meeting each other a lot in these situations in the conference finals for years to come.
All right, we saw what happened over the weekend with Cleveland really pulled away from Detroit and won that game handily. I've heard forever, very similar to the NFC Championship game in football, whoever won the NFC was going to pound whoever it was in the AFC in the Super Bowl, and Seattle did knock around New England. I've heard now whoever wins the West wins it all. Is that the case, or do the Knicks have something to say about this?
I think the Knicks are going to have something to say, but when you look at those 2 Western Conference teams, man, they have a lot of firepower to them. But in the Knicks' last 6 games, if you want to count the 2 wins that they got in their first round series against the Atlanta Hawks and then the sweep against the Philadelphia 76ers, if that Knicks team plays like that, they could certainly make things interesting. But when you look at these 4 teams that are remaining in the NBA playoffs and you want to rank them in terms of who do you think is going to win the NBA championship, unfortunately, right now, I would probably have the New York Knicks at number 3. However, that is a strong number 3 because I just don't think that whoever wins out of the Western Conference Finals is just going to be a 4-0 sweep because of how well the Knicks have been playing.
Yeah. All right. There you go. Looking forward to it. Some great playoff, both hockey and basketball tonight. The 5098 says, wait, Baloo, did you just say Buffalo is staying at a hotel tonight to make it feel like an away game? They stayed at a hotel last night. Yeah. And now, I remember, they take the Florida State kids away, and I'm sure they do that in college football. They take them off campus. They put them in a hotel somewhere, and I know that happens in other sports. But typically in baseball, basketball, and hockey, when you play 162 or you play 82, you sleep in your own bed. And you get up the next day and you show up to the park or to the rink. That's not the case here with Buffalo. I have no explanation for you. I've heard so many people over the years try to explain it, and frankly, they can't. One of the reasons why they would rather have a Game 7 on the road, I have heard time and time again, is because of tickets. Everyone wants tickets, and they have that type of responsibility. I don't know. It's different from anything else that we have sports-related. We will see. Baloo reminds me of an episode of Cheers when Carla and her hockey-playing boyfriend, wasn't that Eddie? Wasn't Eddie the guy who, didn't he end up dying by didn't he get run over by the Zamboni? I think he did. Reminds me of the episode of Cheers where Carla and her hockey-playing boyfriend argue purposely because he played better. Kind of weird, but whatever works. I don't remember that episode. But I do want to say he did get run over by a Zamboni.
Did you have any sports superstitions, Rick? No?
Nah. I wasn't good enough to have any superstitions. I mean, I think, in order to have a superstition, don't you have to be really good at it?
Right.
If you just,
Yeah.
And the most competitive thing I did would have been Legion baseball. But I played with a bunch of kids, from the Silver Spoon, who were rolling out of the rack at 11, going into their backyard where they had pools and batting cages, where I was working with Vietnam vets in a ditch, sweating out a couple of cocktails after the Legion game the night before. Totally different world. It was fun, but no, I never really had a superstition. Did you?
I didn't. I guess, you have those who their socks need to be up a certain way, or people are still trying to find out what Karl Malone was saying at the free throw line. That was his superstition. Chris Webber says that his superstition was to not be superstitious, but that's kind of makes no sense. But it just feels like to me there's a lot of sports superstitions with these professional athletes who are supposed to be perfecting their craft, yet they have superstitions like this.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of, and I was this a little bit, a superstitious fan where, you can only do certain things or be in a certain place or do whatever. I'll give you the best example. This is a true story. This is not radio embellishment. And granted, I cared a hell of a lot more then than I do now for obvious reasons. But I remember landing in Pittsburgh in 1998. And it was the Rooster, the late Marcus Outson. It was Florida State, Florida. And it was like the only game that I had missed in an incredibly long period of time. But I flew on the Coughlin flight to Pittsburgh and was in a hotel there. And I remember Dan Edwards, he was having a party for the media at Rod Woodson's restaurant downtown. And I was ready to go and all this, and I was watching the game, and it was tooth and nail. Well, I took a shower, and I came out, and Florida State did something well. I watched the remainder of the game totally naked, convinced that if I put on any clothes or did anything at all, it would affect the outcome of the game that was being played in God's country. That's how insane I was back then. And there's a lot of people who have, there's a lot of fans who have those superstitions.
Yes.
That they're going to sit in a certain chair, or they're going to wear the same shirt, or
you got to listen to a certain piece of music before the game. You got, I've done that when I was younger. Like if I was listening to a particular piece of music and the Lakers did something well, I had to keep listening to that song until the Lakers, stopped and then find a different piece of music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's weird as sports fans what we do, what we think affects the outcome of games.
It doesn't work, but don't tell anyone that.
No,
they believe it has an effect, and if you believe that, then all the power to you. So anyway, that was great. Oh, it ended up being a crazy night. I won't out the other individual who is a Florida State fan and is no longer a part of the media, but statute of limitations, we're talking 1998. Some will say that yours truly and another got rolled out of the wooden double doors at a gentleman's club.
Jacksonville's other sports team. 1010 XL and 92.5 FM.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Care you can see.
In the game of vehicle performance and reliability, Atlantic Infinity is always the top pick. This is Hayes Carlion. Did you know that every certified pre-owned Infinity is inspected, factory-backed, with a limited warranty, and gets the same championship-level service as a brand-new Infinity? Every mile will feel like first class. Check out their full certified inventory now at AtlanticInfinity.com or visit Atlantic Infinity off Atlantic near St. John's Bluff.
Sent in, and Sporting Jacks breaks through first.
For the latest on Jacksonville's pro soccer teams, join the Sporting Jacks Coaches Show, presented by Honda of the Avenues, every Tuesday night at 6 on 1010 AM and 1010XL.com.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
I just got another NBA offer from Hard Rock Bet.
A Hard Rock Bet promo at the Hard Rock Bet Party? That is so meta.
That's not meta. That's Meta World Peace. Meta. Tell them about Hard Rock Bet.
Hard Rock Bet has it all. Live odds for every NBA game, every player prop, same game parlays, you name it. It's the only place I play these days.
Okay, now that is meta.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Frank Frangie here with Coach Delaney from Coyle Fencing. For years, your offenses have been putting up a lot of yards and points at Fletcher. I hear Coyle also gains a lot of yards in the fence world.
Yes, Frank. Coyle Fencing has been serving the Jacksonville community and general contractors for 99 years. We fence tens of thousands of commercial and residential yards, all while maintaining an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau.
99 years?
That's right. Some might call it a dynasty.
To schedule your appointment, visit CoyleJacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com.
Where in the United States will the World Cup be held? The answer coming up.
For over 20 years, Southern Oak Insurance has given Floridians a better alternative to their current homeowners policy. See what you can get with Southern Oak. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
11 cities in the United States are hosting this year's World Cup, with the closest being Miami and Atlanta.
Southern Oak Insurance, our family protecting yours.
Pages in your mailbox right now.
Did you know there's local savings sitting in your mailbox right now? Money Pages is packed with real coupons from your favorite local businesses. Save money at restaurants like Al's Pizza, on pet care at Forever Vets, and on entertainment for the whole family at the Alhambra Theater. Plus, make sure to download the Money Pages app for savings on the go.
Pages in your mailbox right now.
Memorial Day, friends, family, great food is what we look forward to all year. But when your septic system decides it wants to be part of the conversation, yeah, nobody wants that. Getting a pump out now is a smart move before things get, let's just say, uncomfortable. Duck Rooter, Northeast Florida's only master septic contractor. They've seen it all, and they get it right the first time. Right now, get $50 off septic tank pumping. Keep the memories, not the mess. When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Picking here, or maybe you should call me Dreamfinders Danny. Look what Dreamfinders is doing again, an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down the rate and get in the game. You heard me right, a 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I want to apologize to the ladies of the night. They were absolutely disrespected with the Iron Man that rolled through Phillips Highway. And, they just want to take part in America's oldest occupation. And that was put on the back burner because of the Iron Man. But anyway, good stuff there. The Phillips Highway Stroll. If you hear that, you know what that means. R.J. Saunders is producing the program. Did you have a good show on Saturday? 11 o'clock, open gym?
Yeah, no, I thought we had a really good show. We had Justin Martinez of the Oklahoman speak about the Oklahoma City Thunder, Brian Mahoney, talking about the New York Knicks. But I do want to get your opinion on this. This was our opening segment. I don't know if you saw what Anthony Edwards elected to do, but I want to see if you think this is appropriate in sports. The game's already been decided. In his opinion, he's getting pulled out of the game. There's 8 minutes left. He understands that the season is over. What he does when he finally acknowledges the fact that he's getting pulled out and the game is no longer in question and the season is over, he walks to the San Antonio Spurs bench and shakes the hand of every San Antonio Spurs player with 8 minutes left, not after the final horn.
Wow.
Not once the game is over, but with 8 minutes left before he gets back to his bench. Do you think that that's an appropriate thing to do, or would you have waited till the end of the game?
Now, did he leave the court?
He did not leave the court. He just left his bench to shake the hands of the San Antonio players and walked back to his bench and watched the rest of the game. But many people have said, listen, with 8 minutes left, I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have either.
No, it would have been a lot worse if he left and that would have shown up as teammates if that ended up being the case. Not a big fan of it. 8 seconds remaining, all right, but 8 minutes, no. Do not agree with that, but anyway, that is the latest there. Hey, I've got confirmation. Matter of fact, I have here an individual, I'm not going to mention his name, who was with us that night in Pittsburgh, where I said allegedly he might have gotten rolled out of the double doors. Apparently there was 4 of us. The one who just contacted me. The other, and I'm not going to out him because he's married now with kids. And another guy who worked for Fox 30 at the time. He was a video camera guy. And yours truly. Let's see. It was, the place was called Stiffy's in McKeef's Port Rocks. There you go. I totally forgot everything about Florida State beat Florida, and we just went crazy. We just went, even though it was in Pittsburgh. But there's 2 things then. That's 1998, okay? So you're going back almost 30 years. I was able to bounce back then, but I also remember that I couldn't remember what I was actually doing back then, if that makes any sense. I don't get into those situations now. I never forget what I did last night. Okay, it's been a long time coming since I've blacked out or just can't remember, but I don't remember a lot of that night. But apparently it was a good time. And for those of you who wonder, is Baloo embellishing this and that, there you go. There's the proof. You can read it. You can see it on the text line there, RJ.
The person that called me during the commercial break wanted to come on air. I said, I don't. That'd be the smart decision to do, but you can text it in.
Nah, we don't need to bring him on air for something we did 28 years ago. But if I remember that place, the only thing I remember, it was a different type of, I don't want to say that. Let's just get away from it. Enough is enough is enough. Okay. Those were the days. Okay. I was single and did whatever, but I don't do that stuff anymore. As far as you know. We got more. I just spoke to the lady who used to work there. That's all they got. Okay. Spoke with a lady. All right. Getting a lot of NBA questions, getting a lot of hockey questions that are rolling in, getting a lot of Iron Man questions that are rolling in. 2835, Baloo, run on treadmills, not on the roads. They're going to take up the road. They are. And, the bikers are going to take up as well your lane. It's just going to happen. I mean, you can complain, but those people are well renowned when it comes to arguing. If you see someone on a bike that you pedal, and you try to have a conversation about them being in your lane, let me tell you, it's like taking on a mother-in-law. You have no chance. All right, you better off just moving on down the road. 1377 Blue, worked all day rebuilding a dock. It's a side job. on a Saturday to make some extra cash. Went by my normal way home. It took me 30-plus minutes on what usually takes a 10-minute drive, not to mention all the folks that don't know how to drive. It's a bit crazy. $13.77, that's 20 minutes. I think you're lucky. I do. I think people had it a heck of a lot worse than 20 minutes. Just my opinion. 4804 Blue was announced maybe on a weekend show a few times. LOL. Yeah, I never heard about it. I got someone here who's saying, where was it? Blue, I am a nobody, an absolute nobody. And I heard about it. You're not a nobody, man. You're a somebody. Come on. Let's lift you up and lift up your spirits. Maybe the joke's on me for just not knowing about it. Not sure. Played with. Oh yeah, I already got into that. Seriously, I had one last year. Now, okay. Now it's just, seriously. I heard about it once last year, and then once on the local news telecast. They did this here last year too. The Iron Man.
If they did, I don't remember. No.
I'm reading this right here. This is another, I'm a nobody of all nobodies, knew about the Iron Man. Seriously, I heard about it once last year and then once on a local news telecast. I'm not aware that it was a part of anything a year ago. Rick, we've all been there. No worries. Live and learn. I'm not worried about it. I wouldn't be talking about it. See, when I talk about things like that, it's how immature I used to be, how the risks I used to take in a previous life. I don't do that anymore. I got way, 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 way too much to lose. It's like instead of grabbing a lager, you know what I mean? Instead of grabbing a stout, instead of grabbing a frothy Guinness, now I'm like a Mick Ultra. I'm like a Bud Light, It's like, safe and easy. Don't get yourself in any trouble. But I'm smart. But I also did those type of things. And I'm not afraid to admit it, okay? I'm not afraid to come out and say it. Maybe we'll keep some of you knuckleheads away from it. I mean, going to a gentleman's club in Pittsburgh. And, the only reason why I did that is because the Knowles won that game. And it was absolutely insane out of what I can remember. All right, we got much more to do with you tonight up until 8 o'clock. We're probably about 20 minutes away from Game 7 between Buffalo and Montreal. We have that happening tonight. We also have a late-night Game 1 that is beginning in the Western Conference Finals between San Antonio and Oklahoma City. That'll actually begin in about an hour and 10 or so minutes. Oklahoma City favored by 6.5 points in that one. Much more to do with you tonight till 8.
I did not see this one coming.
Radio play-by-play is like stepping in a theater in your mind.
As good as it gets.
1010XL, Jacksonville's home for play-by-play.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione. Campione Law.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Mike Dempsey, if you're thinking about a bathroom upgrade, maybe turning that old tub into a safer walk-in shower, check out 5 Star Bath Solutions. I shopped around, talked to several companies, and I chose 5 Star because their customer service was simply incredible. Responsive, honest, upfront about the entire project, and their pricing was even better than expected. When you're ready for a fresh look, better comfort, and a bathroom space you'll love using every day, schedule your free consultation at 5starbathsolutions.com and get the 5-star experience.
James.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
Ready to join the team? The Jaguars and our stadium partners are hosting a job fair Wednesday, May 20th. We're looking for enthusiastic new faces to serve as ushers, ticket takers, concessionaires, security, and more. Stop by the Prime Osborne Convention Center and apply on May 20th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Professional dress, a pen, and a smile are all you need. There are 1,000 spots to be filled for the 2026 season, so join us and be a part of the Jaguars game day team.
Hello, all you Jacksonville sports fans. Don here from Taco Lou. If you're in the mood for some great tacos, cold Dos Equis, maybe even a sip of some fine tequila, then the Lou is calling your name. Come out to Jack's Beach and experience what many have dubbed the #1 taco in the 904. There are plenty of great taco joints in town, and we're proud to have been around for this long, and we have only you, the fine people of Jacksonville, to thank for helping us grow and become who we are today. Cheers to you, Jacksonville, and thank you from the Lou crew. Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach.
Looking for a real career with great pay and full benefits? Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. As a growing, family-owned company that cares about its employees, they're hiring lawn technicians in the Jacksonville area. No experience required. This is a salaried position with top industry pay, full benefits, a 401k match, and paid training. Apply today at JulingtonCreekPestControl.com. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
Equal opportunity employer.
Hey friends, Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Have you ever stored a gallon of leftover paint, opened the can years later, and it's rusty, crusty, and unusable? Next time, secure the lid tightly to ensure no leaks and store the can upside down. Oxygen can't get to it, therefore no rust and no crust. If you'd like more tips or have a question about a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
Bring your home back to life with Zero Res, a fresher clean that you can actually feel. This month, take 25% off all services, hardwood tile, LVP, carpet, air ducts, and more. Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com and tell them 1010XL sent you.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
Well, we have devoted a lot of the show today to Jacksonville resident and Aaron Rye. Of course, he's from England. First time that someone from England has won the PGA Championship going back to 1916 and Jim Barnes. But four rounds that improved Thursday through Sunday for Rye. 70, 69, 67, and then yesterday 5 under 65. 44th was his ranking in the world, and he is now a PGA champion. So congratulations to Aaron Rye. All right, let me go through this real quick. I was hoping that, we'd have a opportunity to watch the Jaguars practice this week over at the Miller Electric Center. That is not the case. Our next opportunity will be a week from tomorrow, so that'll be the Tuesday after Memorial Day. Already looking forward to that. Just love to get out there. And, of course, this will be the first time that we'll see a 90-man roster, or I guess I should say an 89-man roster, right, with the transaction that came in today, the unexpected retirement out of undrafted rookie Alex Bullock. But they do have that exemption, the exemption from the international exemption that Jacksonville does exercise. So I guess they have 90. They can add one more player and make it an even 91. ESPN today listed like the top 15 free agents still available, and they had Bobby Wagner going to Jacksonville. Thought that was pretty interesting. Saw that rolled in, did roll in early this morning. Okay, let me give you this. I'm not going to spend any time on it. I'm just going to go through it. I mentioned it briefly on Friday. I'll give it to you again. Here is what I have the Jaguars doing now that the scheduled dates are out. And this is what we normally do. Right here today, I'll do it once the cuts are posted and they go from 90 to 53, and we are on the cusp of the beginning of the season. I'll do it again then. And then, of course, what really matters is picking who's going to win the game the week of the game. I mean, that's what matters most. I mean, everything that's going on as far as injuries and just the flow of the season, what have you. So, this right here is just all for fun. But it's been thrown out on social media. I want to give it to you right now. I have them knocking off Cleveland on opening day, 1-0. It's the best possible opponent for Jacksonville, no doubt. I have them losing a week later at Denver. I have them knocking off New England here in week 3. Again, I've already been reached by 10 different Bostonians who want tickets for that game. They're all Patriots fans. I have said to each and every one of them, no, 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 no. Add 6 more no's to that. At Cincinnati, that's a loss. You go to London, Philadelphia, that's a loss. You go to London, Houston, that's a win. So I have them 3-3 before the bye. And they wanted the bye then. In a perfect world, the London trip would have been a few weeks later. The only negativity I see out of this is you have to play 11 straight football games with the bye being that early. They begin with Indy here at home. That's a win. They go to Baltimore on a Thursday night, have them losing. At Tennessee a week later, that's a win. In New Jersey against the New York Giants a week later, that's a loss. Now, that may be the biggest surprise to some of you out there. I'm giving them a loss simply because of this. As a former bettor years and years and years and years ago, 3 straight road games is so unkind, especially in that third game. And even though that's probably the weakest opponent of Baltimore, Tennessee, and the Giants, I think they lose that game. Tennessee at home, that's a win. Chicago on the road, that's a loss, man. 4 road games in 5 weeks. That is awful. Nothing you can do about it, nothing I can do about it. Monday Night Football against Pittsburgh. All right, it has been announced. I'm sure you all know Aaron Rodgers signs a 1-year contract today. He did report to OTAs. $22 million for Aaron Rodgers. Monday Night Football right here in Duval. Got the Jags winning. They lose at Houston. There's no way to look at it. Okay, 1 glove, 2 gloves. Par 3 17th, 68-foot putt, whatever you want to look at. When you play Houston in London and you play Houston in Houston, that's not good. You're lucky to split. And I have them knocking off Houston in London earlier. So losing to Houston later in the year. And then the last 3. Sunday Night Football in Dallas, 2 days after Christmas. They get that extra day. That's good news. Young families, you hate to leave on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve. That's not the case. They'll leave the day after Christmas on a Saturday. I think that benefits the Jaguars. I also fully expect Dallas at that point to be after one another. I really think this could be an A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts deal this year with Pickens and Prescott. I have the Jags winning in Dallas on Sunday night. I have the Jaguars winning here against Washington. And then I have the Jaguars closing out the season winning in Indianapolis against the Colts. I have the Jaguars going 10-7. Those are my thoughts. Now, we'll do it again right before the start of the regular season. And what matters most, we'll do it each and every week in season.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Tired of changing out bad sod year after year? Get it done right with Roundtree Sod. Big or small, they have it, and always supplied farm fresh. For a lush, legendary green lawn, call 7414-SOD for a free estimate. 7414-SOD.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein and Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein and Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein and Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
Prosser here for Lifetime Flooring. You've heard us rave about Lifetime Enclosures. Now let's talk about Lifetime Flooring. I can tell you firsthand, the products and services, the best in Jacksonville. As you know, updating your floors is one of the most dramatic changes you can make to your home. Call the experts at Lifetime Flooring now and ask about their buy one room, get one room free promotion through Memorial Day. 0% financing available to meet any budget. Visit their beautiful showroom just off Phillips Highway and tell them Prosser sent you.
Make Capital Glass and Shower Doors your premier choice for top-quality glass solutions. With over 40 years of expertise, their team specializes in commercial and residential projects. From elegant shower doors to modern frameless enclosures, they've got you covered. But that's not all. They also offer glass railing systems, glass wine cabinets, and much more. For unmatched quality and service, choose Capital Glass and Shower Doors. Your vision, their expertise. Visit online at capcoglass.com.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a hospitality manager at a 5-star hotel.
So I just checked into room 318, but someone was in there.
Room 318. Oh, you were supposed to be booked in 813, which is now booked.
So what do we do?
How about rock, paper, scissors for who gets the bed?
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Sporting Jacks is hosting its first ever home playoff match in year one. The women take center stage in a Gainbridge Super League semifinal at Hodges Stadium on Sunday, May 24th at 5 p.m. We're bringing playoff soccer straight to Jacksonville. This isn't just a match. It's a moment in city history you won't want to miss. Tickets start at $25. Get yours at sportingjacks.com or call 904-863-KICK. Sporting Jacks. Pro Soccer. Pro Jacks.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, they're taking their time to drop the puck in Buffalo. They're going to do so here in just a couple of seconds. 7:43 is the time, so this is going to be a heck of a game. And I see this that has rolled in today. Of course, the Icemen right here in town were the minor league affiliate of the Buffalo Sabres. Well, word has come down that they're switching affiliations. All right. They're now going to be with the Iowa Wild and the Minnesota Wild. So I wonder if that's bad news for Buffalo. We talked about superstitions a little bit earlier. Could Jacksonville be throwing a wrench into the folks in Buffalo as we are getting set to get this game going? We shall see. Hey, one other nugget I wanted to throw out to you. This is pretty incredible. We have 4 majors a year in golf. We've gone now 12 straight years with a first-time major winner. 12. Okay? Obviously, an Aaron Rye yesterday. Go back to J.J. Spawn, who won it a year ago. Xander in 2024. In 2023, it was Brian Harmon as well as Wyndham. So a couple of winners in 23. 2022, Jacksonville resident Cam Smith. Also Fitzpatrick and Scotty. Remember, Scotty won his first in 2022. John Rahm and Hideki Matsuyama in 2021. Bryson in 2020. Also Corin Morikawa, a first-time winner in 2020. Lowry back in 2019 and Gary Woodland in 2019. Patty Reed in 2018. Francesco Molinari. 2017, El Nino, Brooks Koepka, and JT. Danny Willett. Wow. Forgot about him. He won the Masters, right? In 2016, DJ, his first, Stenson and Walker. And then in 2015, Spieth and Day, Jason Day. Both first-time winners. So this thing appears to be absolutely, totally, completely wide open. And we'll see what happens. 2 majors left. Shinnecock coming up next month. The United States Open. Then, of course, the Open in August. I still don't necessarily agree with the new schedule. I mean, the whole Masters thing, moving the players before the Masters, I understand that. But moving the PGA up to May, to me, is just really weird. I've always felt that way. And it kind of got to me, watching it again anyway, nonetheless. That is what did take place. Doc Builders told me it takes a year or more for a new doc to attract the necessities for catching my personal best 10 out. Okay. I mean, there's a bunch of turkey hunters on here. I'm going to take your word on that. 3144. I want to hear the stories you don't want to tell. You're going to have to buy me a drink then. 3144. 5933, Iron Man, total failure of the ripping regimes here. 1010 and I should have been promoting this from the start. I never heard about it. Again, I feel like I have a pretty good understanding as to what's going on. Now, we are a huge news entity here. And I'm not saying this is disrespect, but, with everything being on the phone and in my life and what I care about, sporting-wise and what have you, I'm not locked in to local television, okay? It's not, I'm not being malicious about it. I don't watch. There's really no other way to say it. I just don't. Maybe they mention it. I don't know.
And just to back you up here, Rick, we did mention it, I think, in earlier day parts and earlier local sports updates, because I know you have the one at 6. So we did mention it. And my argument, I think, has been that people heard it, but the day just came faster than they expected for some.
All right. I just think it's very easy to reach me. Very, very easy. Very accommodating. I mean, I don't care who you are or what the situation is. I try to respond to absolutely everyone. That includes on our text line. That includes on, I just do. And I'm not going to make a bigger deal out of this than what has already been made, but I'm sure they have a lot of people who are working hard to try to make this a success. you can never try too much to do the right thing. And in my opinion, the right thing would have been direct communication to someone like me. So I will mention it. You know, I mean, I don't sleep in the basement for 22 hours a day when I'm not on air. I consider myself out there and knowing what's going on. I had no clue at all that this was going. None. Absolutely none. And you know what? If you want to say that's 100% my fault, then, you know, I'll live with that. But again, I think it's, I have people who reach me all the time for events. Can you mention this? Can you mention that? Can you mention this? Can you mention that? And they take the time out to get to me. Didn't happen with this. Blue grabbed 2 loggers. I don't know. RJ, who you got in the Thunder Spurs series? Who do you like? You got to take OKC. Right?
It seems like OKC is the prohibited favorite, but goodness, I don't like them. But I mean, as a Lakers fan, it almost feels sacrilege to choose the San Antonio Spurs. All the battles that the Lakers had in the Kobe and Shaq years. But as of right now, I have San Antonio in 7.
All right, there you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an update from Buffalo, New York. The Montreal Canadiens have just scored early in this game, 4.5 minutes into the very first period. Montreal, there you go. Philip Deneau with the goal. Again, it was deflected. I haven't seen the video, but it's deflected. And, you know, I had a conversation about this the other night talking to hockey fans about it. It just seems like we are seeing more and more and more and more dirty goals. Fire the puck at the net. It may hit your teammate. It may hit an opponent. You never know. I haven't seen the highlight, but I've just seen the explanation of it. And it is listed as a deflection, which did lead to Montreal and their goal. Could this happen tonight? Could we have 4 straight road victories if Montreal knocks off Buffalo?
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Tiger Nation is here.
Montreal wins tonight. That would be 2 Game 7 wins on the road. How many teams have done that in recent memory?
Not many. I can think of certainly Florida when they did it against Boston a few years ago, but they are tournament tested, Montreal, and I thought Tampa was arguably the better team than Montreal, yet the Canadiens got it done when they had to. If they win tonight, that's 4 straight. That's 5 of 7 where the road team wins.
And the Carolina Hurricanes, I think 12 days is the official tally. They will be off 12 days. You know, you talk about rest versus rust. We talk about it every single year. Well, that will be the ultimate test for a team that's been sitting there for 12 days waiting for their opponent to see what Carolina does in Game 1, whoever they play against.
What about rust tonight for the Thunder?
Yeah, you know, San Antonio, great story, really good. But, man, Oklahoma City going for a back-to-back. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You know, for a guy that's won back-to-back MVPs and for a guy that won a championship last year, they're 8-0 in the playoffs this year, does he get his due nationally? I don't know if he does. I don't know if people, maybe it's because it's Oklahoma City. He's not in L.A. or New York. I'm probably answering my own question. But he is phenomenal, and I'm just not sure when you talk about the best players in the NBA, how many casual NBA fans will say, oh, yeah, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, that's the best player in the NBA.
Yeah, it's interesting how you look at it. I mean, Cal Rowley's really struggling this year. He's out. He's injured. He's hitting like 160. But if he was in New York last year with those 60-plus home runs and he plays the most important position every day on the baseball field as a catcher, he's in New York, he wins that MVP.
Oh, yeah.
He's out in Seattle. Even though they're a top 10 market, they're a West Coast market, Judge won it.
And you would think with the 24-hour news cycle, with how prevalent sports is in our everyday lives all over the place, that the market size would start dwindling away and it wouldn't matter so much in 2026. But I do think it still matters a little bit. And it's interesting that it does, considering you can watch every team. No one's not viewable for anybody. But yet it still matters if you're in New York compared to, Oklahoma City.
You made the transformation over the last year and you've lost some weight. Is the Iron Man in your future?
I don't know about that. I saw the particulars. What is that? A 2.5-mile swim, like a 112-mile bike ride, followed by a 26-mile run. If there was $1 billion waiting for you at the finish line, and they said you had to finish that in 24 hours, could you do it?
No.
I don't think I could either.
Not at this age.
No.
No way. Now, 20, 30 years ago, I'd do it.
Yeah.
In 24 hours.
24 hours.
No. And I'm trying to, what would be the most difficult? Man, they're all difficult. Can you imagine? I can't imagine swimming 2.5 miles.
Oh, my gosh. No. Well, I can't imagine doing any of it.
Yeah.
I really can't imagine doing a 112-mile bike ride because I've never been on a bicycle.
No.
So take that for what it's worth, too.
How did you teach your son how to ride a bike if you can't ride a bike?
That's been it's not that I can't ride a bike. I mean, I know the dynamics of the whole situation now as I've gotten older. But I actually did. I mean, I'm sure I could probably ride a bike now. It's more a shtick than anything else to say that I've never been on a bike. But yeah, he rides a bike well. In fact, the training wheels are coming off in the near future.
Yeah. All right. Great stuff. What do you got coming up tonight?
Yeah, we're going to talk a little college football. The Gators, Read and Reaction does a great job with the preseason Gator magazine every year. I got Will Miles, the man that puts that magazine out. He's going to join us coming up in about 20 minutes or so. Also, Jamal St. Cyr of Channel 4. We'll talk a little NBA playoffs as well, as we're glad to be here till 10 o'clock tonight.
All right, Hack. Have a fun show.
Thanks, Rick.
That's going to do it for us. Thank you to RJ Saunders. He'll be recapping everything. We'll have more conversations with RJ before his show Saturday at 11 o'clock, which is all about basketball. Thank you to Rick Shoemaker for recapping with us this year's PGA Championship. Thank you to all of you. Got a lot of really good stuff tonight, as we do each and every night. Always, for me, it is a pleasure. Folks, enjoy Game 7. Montreal up early, 1-0 over Buffalo. Going to be a blast. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Plus, Ryan O'Halloran on the Jaguars in our first hour on Tuesday. I'm Rick Ballou. Have a great night.